inside to Trossard. Trossard 26 yards away from the United goal. Slips it back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi back to Trossard. Trossard still with a bit of work to do. Tries to clip it into the box. Blocked by the leg of Casemiro. Breaks towards the halfway line where it's picked up this time by Gabriel Mahales. Out to Trossard again. Level the 18-yard box of Manchester United away to my right. Rolls it back along the floor into the feet of Declan Rice. Rice will go back to the centre half, Mahales, and down the line to Trossard again. Arsenal retaining possession. Little turn ball inside. Finds Odegaard. Odegaard tries to slip the ball through the eye of the needle, looking for a run from midfield of Rice, but it's too long, too strong. And Lamens scoots away to the right of his goal, away to my right-hand side, and slides out and saves it. 5 on the clock. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 here at the Emirates. And it is a fairly cagey start, as you'd anticipate. Still, though, they do have some decent players on the bench both sides, so I think there's plenty of shuffling of the packs to be done. Near side, throw to Manchester United, just shy of the halfway line. Shaw into Mbeumo. Late forward, Zubimendi hacks it away. Casemiro with a waist high volley out to Amad Diallo. Diallo brings it down. Hincapi gets enough to get a slight challenge in. Ball goes out of play midway inside the Arsenal half on the far side of the pitch. United defend the goal away to my right. Arsenal defend the goal away to my left. Thrown back though by Dallo to Maguire. Maguire to Martinez. Martinez tries to pop the ball through the Arsenal midfield. Cut out by Martin Zubimendi. Ball balloons back towards the Manchester United penalty area away to my right, where Shaw lays it back to Lamens. Lamens knocks a long ball up. Easy header away this time by Gabriel. Head tennis ensues. Halfway line. Fernandez gets the ball down but runs into Zubimendi. Tied it up by Trossard back to Saliba. Saliba to Zubimendi and now out to Hincapi. Hincapi is a good 8 yards inside the Manchester United half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Ball is then played back to the halfway line where Declan Rice will just give and go and get the ball back before charging towards the Manchester United penalty area. Out to Trossard. Trossard faced by Diogo Dallo. Infield it goes to Zubimendi. Zubimendi 12 yards inside the Manchester United half. Out to the right back Timber. Timber out to Saka. Saka turns to run now. Level with the 18-yard box of Manchester United with Shaw. Slips the ball in the inside channel, but Casemiro's across smartly and blocks the ball and sees it out of play for a goal kick to Manchester United away to my right-hand side. 6 minutes have elapsed. Manchester United and Arsenal lock horns like yesteryear. Maybe not quite in the same position as in Manchester United chasing for titles, as they used to against Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. But Arsenal themselves really do need to try and win the title this year, you fancy, after being bridesmaids for a while. Long ball all the way through from one keeper to another. Lamens sees Raya thrash the ball back this way. Saka slips the ball through and just outside his penalty area way to my right. Martinez goes back to Lamens. Lamens out to his right-hand side. Tries to lay the ball forward. Hincapi cuts it out and finds Rice. Rice down the line to Trossard. Trossard tries to skin Dallo, plays it back inside to Rice. Rice on the edge of the box, fires a low shot in, hits the heels this time. First bit of anger of Trossard's shot, hits the ankles of Martinez and came away. Far side of the pitch again, Arsenal trying to mount some pressure. Rice to Zubimendi. Zubimendi 40 yards away from the Manchester United goal. Plays it to Saliba. Saliba back to Mahales, and Gabriel Mahales just about 3 yards inside the Manchester United half, which is to the right of the halfway line, so they face the pitch. Plays it to William Saliba, Jurrien Timber, and then all of a sudden the ball is back with Gabriel under pressure, and a good press by Manchester United, forcing Arsenal back to about 8 yards outside their penalty area, but they play it down his near side. Down the right, Odegaard cuts inside Dorgu. Short pass back again to Timber. Back up to Odegaard. Odegaard turns to face United goal, but he's on the halfway line. Edging his way to the left, and a short pass to Gabriel Mahales, who's 12 yards inside the United half. Short pass back to Rice. Rice lifts it out near side. Chance for Saka to try and get round the side here. Gets down to the dead ball line, cuts inside of Dorgu, clips the ball in. Hits the shoulder of Kobe Mino, balloons away for a throw to Arsenal. Saka takes the throw to Saliba. Saliba back to Saka. Saka trying to go outside of Dorgu. Goes outside Dorgu. Tries to play the ball in. Hits a chest of Luke Shaw and goes away for the first corner of the game. And it goes the way of the home side. Arsenal. Goal away to my right-hand side. Patrick Dorgu just found a little wanting there. Saka took him on and got round the outside of him. Anyway, Lammens will look at his goal away to my right-hand side to his left. You will see this corner swung in by Bukayo Saka. He swung in right-footed, or should I say left-footed, under the crossbar of Manchester United. Most set-piece goals this season. Arsenal 14, Manchester United 13. Interesting stat there. In comes the corner. 10th minute, under the crossbar. Loads of United players there. Comes out, and as the ball bounces up 17 yards out, Trossard tries to get a shot back on goal from a headed clearance. He can't keep the ball down. It goes up and over the crossbar. Casemiro's header away. More of a shinnigan than a volley from Leandro Trossard. Lammens spots the ball up in the 6-yard box away to my right-hand side, over by his left post, or in line with the two left posts. If you took one line from Lammens' left post to Raya's right post at the other end, on the edge of the 6-yard box. Rifles it right-footed high in the sky, and Mbeumo's underneath it. Headed away though by Rice, turned on by Saka. Martinez tidies up, plays it up towards the halfway line to Kobe Mino. Mino trying to run past two, blocked by Timber. Timber finds a ricochet that fell to Jesus, out to Saka, inside to Jesus. Jesus midway inside the United half, turns it to the left back. Hincapi down the line to Trossard. Trossard faced by Dalot. Level the 18-yard box of Manchester United, far side of the pitch, tries to go outside of him, tries to drill across him, blocked by the legs of Dalot. Corner to Arsenal again. And it's going to be a corner that is swung in from the opposite side to the one they've just had. So Lammens' goal away to my right, looks out to his right, far side of the pitch. 10th minute of the game has elapsed. We're into the 11th, and it's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Arsenal, as is the home side's prerogative, the side on the front foot. Declan Rice will swing this corner in, right-footed, in front of those Manchester United fans that wrap around the corner on the far side of the pitch in the lower tier here at the Emirates. Rice, 12th minute of the game. Odegaard goes short. It's out on the edge of the box to Saka. Chests it down, then pulls it down. Fires a shot in right-footed. Blocked by Mbeumo. Loose ball breaks to Hincapi on the right-hand side. Down the right it goes to Saka. Saka inside to Odegaard. Odegaard addresses the ball. Left foot in. Blocked this time by the body of Casemiro. Picked up by Mino. Mino finds Dalot. Dalot tries to slip it in behind the full-back of Arsenal, who in this case was Trossard, but he cuts the ball out and now travels back towards the Manchester United half of the field of play. Inside the centre circle in Manchester United territory, upended by Casemiro. And Trossard, the Belgian, flattened by the Brazilian inside the centre circle on the Manchester United side of the pitch. Risks taken there, and I have to say that Casemiro did get a bit of the ball and a lot of the leg, in fairness of Trossard. Free kick duly given correctly by our referee today, Craig Pawson. Arsenal have the ball inside their own half, about 6 or 7 yards, now right on the lip of the centre circle on the Arsenal side of the pitch, which is to the left of the halfway line. Saliba to Timber. Timber up to the halfway line to Odegaard. Odegaard curls it back from the halfway line to Raya. Raya on the edge of his penalty area, way to my left. Short ball to Saliba, and then Timber tries to put a ball over the head of Luke Shaw, looking for the run of Saka, but it runs all the way through to Sen Lammens in the penalty area of Manchester United, away to my right-hand side. Well, Arsenal on the front foot. Manchester United will just say that so far they have quelled anything that Arsenal have tried to throw at them at the moment. Interesting, just looking down at the bench there, I didn't see any Kai Havertz on the bench. Yeah, an interesting call to see exactly where the injuries are at the moment for Arsenal. He's trying to have the ball on his near side with Martinez. Martinez turns, plays it up into the feet of Dorgu, holds off the challenge this time of Timber. Back to Fernandez, into Mainu. Mainu across to Harry Maguire. Just to tell you, as Harry Maguire jogs up towards the halfway line. These two sides have met some 67 times. 22 wins for Arsenal. This is in the Premier League. 26 for Manchester United. 19 draws. And currently missing. Calafiori waiting to come back into the side. Of course, Matthijs de Ligt and Joshua Zirkzee missing currently for Manchester United. Harry Maguire, as I say, making his 450th appearance. And Brian Mbeumo will be looking for his 50th goal in the Premier League if he was to score today. Arsenal have won the ball back. Little ball through to Rice. Rice driving towards the penalty area of Manchester United. Slips the ball out this time on this near side to Saliba. Plays it back to Rice. Rice gets a shot in, but it's blocked by the legs of Lisandro Martinez. And of course, Martinez finds Fernandez. Fernandez finds Mainu. Mainu back to Fernandez. Down the line to Dorgu. Dorgu goes down like a sack of spuds, as we say over here. And it is indeed. That means he's just fell to the ground with a real rip, as he got a touch in the back. But Manchester United giving the ball away just inside their own half, and it was Saliba that pulled it back, tried to do a give and go with Declan Rice, who got a shot off, but Lisandro Martinez with the block defies the logic, doesn't he, Lisandro Martinez? Because when it comes down to it, he really does. He just doesn't have the stature you'd normally associate with a central defender. 15th minute of the game has ended. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Lamans with the free kick, knocks it long. Dorgu being held off by Timber. Good work by Mainu. Can he get away from Odegaard? He can, but he can't get away from Rice. Rice midway inside the Arsenal half. Gets a toe forward. This time Saka going from right to left over the halfway line. Driving out there. Finds Hincapi. Lays it back to Trossard. Late challenge this time on the far side by Amad Diallo, who's telling his Arsenal counterpart to get up. Zubimendi finds Trossard. Trossard 30 yards from the Manchester United goal, away to my right-hand side. Back infield to Zubimendi and square to Saliba. Saliba out to Timber. Timber now down the line for Saka, being tracked out by Martinez. Back it goes to Odegaard. Odegaard will set the ball back into the feet of Gabriel Magalhaes. Square to Saliba. Saliba to Odegaard. Odegaard faced by Dorgu. Back to Saliba. Saliba inside to Zubimendi, who goes back to the halfway line, and Gabriel Magalhaes slips it out to what would be the auxiliary left back, but it's Declan Rice who plays it into Zubimendi, gets it back 8 yards inside the United half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Arsenal happy to try and play football. Manchester United not in a very low block, but a lowish block, it has to be said, once Arsenal start playing the ball from side to side. Jesus. Back to Saliba, back to Jesus. Tries to clip a ball through, well read by Shaw. Shaw finds Dorgu. Dorgu tries to come away from two. Smuggled away from him by Odegaard and Saka. Saka driving forward now, driving towards Kobbie Mainoo, fouled by Patrick Dorgu, who thought he was fouled himself. Free kick to Arsenal in a relatively dangerous position, I'd have to say. Just to keep you abreast of some of the stats at the Emirates, it's 16 wins for Arsenal, 8 for Manchester United with 9 draws. There we go. Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard stand over the football. Lamans looks out of his goal, away to my right. This ball, if he drew a line from the centre of his goal through the junction of his penalty box and the side of his penalty box, just out to his left-hand side. About 10 to the hour on a clock face. Declan Rice is going to sweep this in. It's about 29 yards from the Manchester United goal. Rice right-footed, 18th minute of the game. Pops it into the box. It's a decent ball. What a save that is by Lamans. That is a superb header. And Lamans came, stopped, and Zubimendi's header, he got himself across in front of Casemiro, and that is an instinctive reflex save by Lamans from 7 yards. And in fairness, Zubimendi's headed it down onto the head of Casemiro. And deflections just allow Lamens to fall to his knees, but push his two arms up and put the ball up and over the crossbar. Arsenal get a corner. 19th minute of the game. Lamens looks out to his left, away to my right-hand side. Corner to be taken by Bukayo Saka. He's going to use his left foot to pop it right under the crossbar again. There's a gaggle of players there, into the front post. Glanced on, United deal with it. Fernandes clips the ball out, looking for the pace this time of Amad Diallo. And the ball is carried out of play by a touch from Declan Rice, who covered well. But could not quite keep the ball in play, just about 2 yards inside the half of Arsenal. Michael Carrick, supported by familiar faces in Jonathan Woodgate and Johnny Evans. And Steve Holland as well. And a backroom staff, it has to be said. Luke Shaw, a yard inside the half of Arsenal, right underneath the camera vantage point of the cameras here at the Emirates. Throws down the line. Mainu can't get there, it's headed away, but United pick up the ball with Dallo inside the centre circle on the Arsenal side of the pitch. Short pass out to Mbeumo. Mbeumo taken on Hincapi, goes round the corner. Dallo just shows too much. That is Diallo, not Dallo. And Arsenal under a bit of pressure on the edge of their own box here. It's a double press by Manchester United. It's back to Raya. Raya takes it on the right foot inside his 6-yard box and thrashes it long. Headed away by Maguire. Maguire's got to get there second time after it's played forward by Saka. Odegaard picks up the loose ball. Saka now faced by Luke Shaw. 12 yards from the dead ball line of Manchester United. Stops. Comes away from the dead ball line. Wants assistance. Wants support. Goes for the right-footed ball in. Blocked easy by Luke Shaw, but it is going to be the fourth corner of the first half inside 21 minutes here for Arsenal. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. We go into the 21st minute of this game. It has indeed been pretty much Arsenal on the front foot. Lamens will look out of his goal, away to my right-hand side. Back to his left-hand side, so right down by the point of my left shoulder. Saka will be looking to whip this corner into the field of play. An arm gesture. This time Zubimendi comes in a little shallower. This time it's hit the head of Gabriel Magalhaes without him really knowing anything about it. It goes away for a goal kick. Different angle on the ball from Saka. In fairness, I thought there was a foul at the front post this time. Zubimendi just butting into the body of Casemiro, hit the shoulder of Gabriel Magalhaes and went away. That's not a goal kick. 22 minutes. Martinez to Lamens. Lamens into the feet of Mainu. Mainu with a bit of time and space to run into. Being tracked by Rice, plays it out here to Shaw. Shaw 6 yards inside the Manchester United half. Short ball inside to Mainu. Mainu diagonally infield and back to the right-sided centre-half, Harold Maguire. He trots up to the halfway line before slipping it out to Amad Diallo. Diallo into Martinez. Martinez inside the centre circle on the United side of the pitch. We'll go back to Maguire. Maguire takes a touch. Back out on the right-hand side this time to Dallo. Dallo into Diallo. And Ahmed gets caught from behind by Trossard. Free kick to Manchester United, about 6 or 7 yards inside their own half, far side of the pitch. United defend the goal away to my right. Arsenal defend the goal away to my left. Mainu finds Martinez. Martinez will play it to Shaw. Shaw, 12 yards inside his own half. Clips the ball down his left-hand side. First time lay off by Fernandes to Casemiro. Casemiro looks right-hand side. Chance here. Diallo brings the ball down on his chest. Goes in field to Mainu. Mainu will go back out to Dallo. Dallo now with a chance to play it back to Casemiro. Casemiro 22 yards out to Mainu. Manchester United playing it well. Lisandro Martinez fires a shot in. Edge of the box headed away by Zubimendi. Shaw down the line to Dorgu. Dorgu slips it into Mbeumo. Can't get away from Saliba. Saliba gets a toe in. Manchester United all over Arsenal here. Casemiro's gone down. Craig Pawson says nothing doing. And the ball, as it's cleared by Arsenal, falls at the feet of Gabriel Jesus, who takes the ball almost out of play on the far side, and Amad Diallo wins it back. Casemiro picks himself up now, jogged back from an offside position as United have the ball with Fernandes. Fernandes and Mainu. Fernandes looking to find the right pass. Short pass to Casemiro, back to Martinez. Martinez to Maguire. Maguire out on that far touchline. So Amad Diallo. Diallo back to Maguire. Maguire now back down that line to Dalot. Dalot infield to Casemiro. First time ball up to Fernandes. Fernandes hooks it on nicely in behind Gabriel Morales, but a little too strong, and Reyes quickly off his line to come away. Bowled out quickly. Timber near side. 8 yards inside the United half to Saka. Saka tries to play it to Yurian Timber. Timber first touch is allowed Casemiro to take it off him, and he then fouls Casemiro, and it's a free kick to Manchester United about 18 yards inside their own half, which is to the right of the halfway line. United just having a little spell on the football. If you're interested, as I look down from my straddling halfway line commentary position, Michael Carrick is in the technical area to the right of the halfway line, and Mikel Arteta is in the left-hand side. Lisandro Martinez will roll the ball back to Lamens. Lamens inside the penalty area for Manchester United. Clips the ball up to Mbeumo on the halfway line. Chests it down, plays it out to Amad Diallo. Diallo does well to get there first. Gets it back to Casemiro, who runs into fellow Brazilian Jesus. Casemiro tries to win the ball back, but it comes off his foot after Trossard tried to feed it through. Back to Trossard. Trossard now turns it infield inside the centre circle on the Manchester United side of the pitch to William Saliba. Saliba, faced by Bruno Fernandes, goes back to Gabriel Morales, who has to turn it all the way back from fully 15 yards inside his own half to David Raya. Raya slips the ball along the floor into the feet of Rice. Rice out to Piero Hincapi. Hincapi waiting for the overlap from Trossard. Goes infield to Rice. Rice 30 yards from the Manchester United goal, but as Lamens looks out of it, slightly to the right. Changes passes with Trossard before finding Saliba. And Saliba will try and find Saka. Good interception by Shaw. Poor pass in fairness. Fell nicely for the left back. Dorgu to Fernandes, to Dorgu, back to Mainu. Mainu to Lisandro Martinez. Forward to Casemiro and across to Maguire. Manchester United popping the ball off now fairly nicely, without any threat though, it has to be said. It's in harmless areas as Dalot plays it to Maguire. Square to Martinez. Just comes forward, edges his way forward for it's left back Shaw. Back to Martinez. Martinez trying to tease out the Arsenal forward six. Maguire gets the ball and plays out to Mbeumo. Mbeumo back to Dalot. Dalot inside to Mainu. Mainu almost caught in possession by Zubimendi, but does well to win the ball back and give it back to Maguire. Maguire to Dalot. Dalot down the line to Mbeumo. Mbeumo on the halfway line, being held up by Gabriel Morales, plays it into Mainu. Mainu finds Casemiro. Casemiro wants to come to his left-hand side. Short pass to Fernandes. Fernandes to Dorgu. Dorgu faced by two. Inside to Fernandes. Back to Dorgu and back to the halfway line to Martinez. Martinez enjoying himself at the moment. As Dorgu elects to take the safe through back to Sen Lamens. Lamens 6 yards outside his Manchester United penalty area. Thumps a long ball over the top. We're into the 27th minute. Bruno Fernandes puts pressure on Saliba, but his ball, when he wins it back, doesn't find the feet of Dorgu. Tied it up by Rice midway inside the Arsenal half, which is to the left of the halfway line. 27th minute has almost elapsed. It's Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 here at the Emirates. Manchester United just having a spell on the football in the last 5 or 10 minutes, which is taken some of the gusto out of the Arsenal start. Zubimendi 15 yards inside his own half and dead plays it to Morales. Morales turns it all the way back to Raya. Edge of the box, takes a touch, runs it out to the lip of the What sliced his short stroke pass forward. And Jurrien Timber is there just to turn it goalwards. I thought it came off his legs, but I think actually now looking at it in slow motion, he's got his foot in between Martinez's legs and redirected it. Martinez finds himself shoulder to shoulder with the right back of Arsenal, but it's in the back of the net for Arsenal, who take the lead by a 1-0. Martinez on the ball. Forward it goes. Down goes Mbeumo. Arsenal now, will they take the momentum of that goal forward? Overlapping run by Timber. Timber to Jesus. Back to Saka. Saka through the hole to Odegaard. Odegaard turns into Harry Maguire. Fernandes first time ball. Chance for Mbeumo. He's in behind. Driving into the box on his left foot. He's waiting for support. Goes back to Fernandes, and Fernandes' shot isn't good. He came in on his right boot, never really had the angle. Thought Bryan Mbeumo was going to have a little go across the face of goal. And in the end, Arsenal almost paid the price for switching off after scoring a goal. Fernandes tried to knuckle it with the big toe of his right boot, and he sort of got it horribly wrong, never really going on target whatsoever. Goal kick taken by Raya to Saliba. Saliba up to Saka. Saka being chased down by Luke Shaw. Coming together 15 yards inside the Arsenal half. Free kick to Arsenal. Taken quickly by Saka as he picks himself off the floor to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Gabriel Magalhaes. Back to Zubimendi. Zubimendi 12 yards inside the Arsenal half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Plays it out near side to Saliba. Saliba coming forward, being tracked by Fernandes. Tries to play the ball forward. Shaw wins a header, but the header falls at the feet of Saka. Saka finds Timber. Timber finds Odegaard. Saka's into the United box. Out of the United box. Goes square this time to Hincapi. Manchester United working hard. Good work that time by Amad Diallo. Good work by Hincapi. Trossard tries to feed the ball in. Blocked inside the penalty area by Maguire before it got to Jesus' feet. And coming together by Gabriel Jesus and Harry Maguire on the edge of the box as the ball was played back in by Arsenal. Sees that Gabriel Jesus has fouled the tall Manchester United man who started 450 appearances ago at Sheffield United. Arsenal's record when scoring first in all competitions this year, well, they've scored first 24 times. And they've gone on to win 24 times, so it's not boding well for Manchester United and their fans listening to his commentary. Long ball forward by Lammens, headed on by Dorgu, but it's over the head of Mbeumo. Into the Arsenal box, away to my left-hand side, and Magalhaes plays it back to Raya. Raya into the feet of Odegaard, plays it out to the left-sided centre-half Magalhaes, who puts the ball forward but gives the ball away. So does Gabriel Jesus, but now it's come off the hand. Referee Craig Pawson has stopped the game. Bizarrely, the handball went the wrong way. Being given actually now as Alessandro Martinez own goal. I have to look at this again. I'm going to get a replay. It is off the heel of Lisandro Martinez for the own goal. Let's look at that a lot. Somebody's got more time on their hands than I have. Ball goes forward here by Mbeumo. Fernandes tries to get there. Comes off the feet of Saliba, he's saying, for a Manchester United corner. But I think that's a straightforward situation of Bruno Fernandes contesting every decision. It's a goal kick to Arsenal, 34 on the clock. Played out from the back, Zubimendi to Saliba. Saliba coming forward. 6 yards shy of the halfway line. Running down the left-hand side of United's defence. Plays it to Timber. Timber tries to cross it into the United box. Away to my right. Blocked by Dorgu. Timber back this time to Saka. Saka infield to Zubimendi, who looks left-hand side to Hincapi. Hincapi chests this ball down. Under pressure from Amad Diallo. Trossard tries to keep it in play, but actually gives it straight to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo's got three around him. Good work from Arsenal. They really swarmed all over him. Short pass back to Maguire. Maguire to Martinez. Martinez up to Fernandez. Lovely first time layoff, this time to Casemiro. Casemiro will play it right hand side to Diogo Dalot. Dalot level with the Arsenal penalty area. Tries to cross it in. Hits the back of Nkapi. And it's the first Manchester United set piece of the game that is going to go into the Arsenal penalty area. Goal away to my left hand side. David Raya will look out to his left, furthest corner away. Craig Pawson and Bruno Fernandes still talking about a recent history type of decision that didn't go Fernandez's way. He's still having a go, Bruno Fernandes. Ahmad Diallo, far side. Raya looks at a goal away to my left, to his left. Diallo about to whip this under the crossbar. Some size in here. Here comes the ball into the box. Flicks off the head of Gabriel Jesus. David Raya's in all sorts of trouble, but the ball has actually been cleared by Saliba. Saka tries to chip the ball forward, but it's going to go out of play, and it's going to be a throw to Manchester United, midway inside the Arsenal half, which is to the left of the halfway line as I face the pitch. Paint that picture in your mind's eye. David Raya was under an awful lot of pressure as it flicked off the head of Gabriel Jesus. In the end, it was the head of Saliba that got it away. Plenty going on inside that penalty area as Manchester United have got the ball back on the edge of their own 18-yard box at the feet of Harry Maguire, who rolls it to Lamans' right, and Lamans plays the ball forward. It's a poor ball by the keeper, all the way through to Saliba, who stops and turns 12 yards outside his penalty area away to my left-hand side. Comes forward, wants options. Nobody really committed from Manchester United to try and go to the ball. Rice comes and takes it back to Zubimendi, back to Saliba. Saliba to Zubimendi, stabs it back, but straight to Mbeumo. Mbeumo versus Raya, he's round him, turns it into the back of the net. Brian Mbeumo equalises on 37 minutes, and what a horror show that is from Martin Zubimendi. Oh, it's really quite the bizarre ball. He's tried to play it first time back. He got it all wrong on his right boot, and he's passed it virtually straight into the path of the on-rushing Brian Mbeumo. First time ball back, he never got it right, and Mbeumo ran towards Raya, went round to Raya's left and then slipped it into the back of the net. Saliba played it back to him, just bounced on him as it came in, and Mbeumo done well against his former teammate David Raya, who used to play back in the day at Brentford. Just a little sidestep by Brian Mbeumo. Went to feign to go to his right, went to his left, and then just went past David Raya. Nkapi tried to come across, but it's one apiece. Coolness personified by Brian Mbeumo. He had time. That is his 50th Premier League goal. He had time on his hands there. It might not have seemed like it in the commentary, but as that ball broke to him, it was him versus his old teammate. Just a little step to his left, back onto his right, and then turned the ball past David Raya. Just gave him enough space. Scored there on 37, the equaliser. An absolute nightmare for Zubimendi though. Arsenal come forward. Jesus sits down Kobbie Mainoo, slips the ball back. Lovely step over. Zubimendi with a chance to make amends with a shot from 17 yards, blocked by the legs of Maguire. Inside the penalty area of Manchester United, away to my right-hand side. Arsenal fans trying to pick up their side. Manchester United fans have enjoyed their moment in the Emirates that they just got just moments ago. Piero Nkapi with the throw. Well, it's very difficult. It's a question for you, Mikel Arteta. Do you dive into Zubimendi? No, you just know it's an honest pro's mistake. You can say what were you thinking or anything else, but it was just a mistake. You wouldn't do that again 9 times out of 10. Decent player, Martin Zubimendi. Dallow's given away a free kick on Leandro Trossard in a dangerous position. Set pieces again. 40th minute of the game here. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. First goal was Alessandro Martinez' own goal after a wild strike by Odegaard deflected off him as he was working hard to try and block Timber from turning it into the back of the net. And then on 37 minutes, Zubimendi's back pass was poor. Pounced on by Mbeumo. Step to his left, back to his right, round David Raya. 16 yards from goal and turned it into the back of the net. Free kick. Lamens looks at his goal away to my right. Looks at about 5 to 10 past the hour to his right-hand side. Declan Rice is there. United in a line. Arsenal behind them. Across come Arsenal now, and now drop into the space now. Little push in the back there. Lamens comes in flames. Little push in the back, I thought, from a couple of players in net. One either way, so 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Lamens bowls the ball out to the left back, Shaw on the edge of his penalty area. Plays it back to Martinez. Martinez back to Lamens. Lamens inside the penalty area, way to my right. Takes it to his right and then thumps a long ball up for Arsenal to defend. And it's defended well this time by Michalis and Hincapi, but given away by Michalis. United back in possession. Kobbie Mainoo inside the centre circle on the Arsenal side of the pitch. Out on this near side to the left back. Shaw to Mainoo. Mainoo back to Martinez. Martinez, lovely little reverse ball. Finds Casemiro inside the centre circle on the Arsenal side of the pitch, which is to the left at the halfway line. Plays the ball out now to Amad Diallo, who's taken on Piero Hincapi. Down the side of the Arsenal penalty area he goes. Flicks the ball in, blocked by Hincapi. Second corner here for Manchester United in this first half. We've got a game on our hands. David Raya will look over his goal again. Away to my left-hand side. He will look out to his left-hand side. And up comes Harry Maguire. Often played as a makeshift centre forward. Amad Diallo to whip this in left-footed. Maguire stands by the side of the penalty spot, looking to run in, being tracked by Odegaard. Here comes the corner in to the front post. Raya's got a good paw on it. And Mbeumo tries to turn it back towards the Arsenal penalty area. Odegaard does well. Odegaard finds Jesus. Jesus slips the ball out to Trossard. Trossard now running at a new right back in the shape of Mbeumo. Overlapping run by Hincapi. Hincapi with a deep ball across the face of the Manchester United penalty area. Clears Bukayo Saka. Casemiro does well, and he's pulled down by Martin Odegaard on this near touchline. When I say pulled down, Martin Odegaard put his hand on his shoulder. And as soon as the touch was there for Casemiro, all the bones in his lower limbs disappeared and he crumpled to the floor. Big Pawson blew his whistle as we move serenely through the 43rd minute. Martinez with a free kick back to Sen Lamens, who takes a touch inside his penalty area before smiting it right-footed up and over the halfway line. Saliba brings the ball down in front of Dorgu, finds Timber. Timber tries to play the ball forward, blocked by Mainoo and Fernandes, but Casemiro couldn't get the ball to a Manchester United player. Great ball by Odegaard to Jesus. Jesus' first touch is pretty poor. Very similar to that of a baby elephant. And Dorgu gets the ball from Mainoo. Mainoo to Dorgu into Casemiro. Casemiro to Maguire. Maguire to Fernandes. And out on the far side to Amad Diallo. Just shy of the halfway line. United, the Manchester variety. Defend the goal away to my right-hand side. Short pass by Fernandes to Maguire. Maguire to Mainoo. Mainoo to Martinez. Martinez just shy of the halfway line. He'll look out to the left back, Luke Shaw, 6 yards inside the Arsenal half. Nothing in front of Luke Shaw, though. Has to go back into his own half with a ball along the floor. And Odegaard tries to contest against Lisandro Martinez, who's done well to dink it through a hole and go forward himself. Tried to cross the ball in, hits his own player. Dorgu's just inside of him, and Saka and Martinez tangle. And Saka about 3 yards from the dead ball line of Arsenal away to my right-hand side. As we move towards the end of the 44th minute. Wait to see how long will be added on at the end of this first period. It's been a very interesting and exciting game. Arsenal have always won after taking the lead in games or in all competitions this season. Pegged back by this Bryan Mbeumo goal from a horror back pass from, I don't think it was actually a back pass by Zubimendi. I think he was trying to get it back to Saliba, but he just got it horribly wrong. Ball lofted forward by Manchester United. Another play on this near side. Jurriën Timber with the throw midway inside the Arsenal half, which is to the left of the halfway line. We're into the 45th minute, waiting for the board to go up, down beneath us. Still 20 seconds of time to be played before we get to that point. We're being told it could be 2 minutes. I'm not sure. I'll wait for confirmation of the red lights glistening on the board of Boardman, who is Thomas Bramwell, as United try and work hard to get the ball away. Loose ball by Fernandes goes straight to the chest of Trossard. Trossard just inside the United half tries to play the ball forward, blocked by Diogo Dalot. Plays it to Amad Diallo, and then Diallo goes back to Maguire, and Maguire back to Lamens. Lamens comes forward, left foot sweep up towards Mbeumo, who's held by Saliba. Saliba does well to get it across the face of his own halfway line. And Fernandes up to Mbeumo. Mbeumo on the volley. What a good effort that is by Brian Mbeumo. Well, it really was a sweet one. We've got 2 minutes of time to be added on here. Fernandes lifted a 30-yard ball forward, and Mbeumo 22 yards out. A little right foot volley. Just let it drop onto his right boot and then lofted it towards the Arsenal goal. And it just curled away from Raya's goal. Good effort there by Brian Mbeumo. Buoyed by that goal, the equaliser back on 37 minutes. Well, it's poised now in this game as we've had 1 minute of the 2 additional minutes to be played here. Long ball forward by Raya, headed forward by Maguire. Cleared back, Maguire's got to win another header, centre of his own half. Casemiro works hard, and Lisandro Martinez clatters into the Brazilian Gabriel Jesus, but thrashes the ball clear. Into the second of the 2 minutes of time to be added on as Craig Pawson decides it's time to send Piero Hincapi back at least 10 yards for this throw on the far side of the field. He's about 15 yards inside his own half now, the Arsenal left back. Throws it down the line. Jesus tries to get the ball down. Maguire thrashes the ball against him as he drops down, and it goes out for a Manchester United throw on the far side. Last action you feel of the first half here. Craig Pawson still in deep discussion with Bruno Fernandes. They've been talking to each other for quite some time. Somebody out of the two really just asked each other out, that's what I'd say. Thrown forward. Craig Pawson puts the whistle to his lips. That is the end of the first half. An own goal by Lisandro Martinez. Good cross by Hincapi, brought down by Saka, fed it back to Odegaard. A wild slap of the ball. Went goalwards but was going wide, and it hit the heel of Martinez as he was holding up Timber just on the edge of the 6-yard box and deflected it into the back of the net on 37. Zubimendi's woeful ball didn't go anywhere near either Arsenal player, picked off by Mbeumo. Sidestepped, Raya tapped in from 12 yards for one apiece. It's all here, all set fair for the second half. Jude upon by Brian Mbeumo, who got his 50th Premier League goal when he rounded his former teammate David Raya and turned the ball into the back of the net. It's been a very entertaining game in this first half, and now the second half is about to start. Arsenal will line up with Raya in goal, a back four from right to left of Timber, Saliba, Magalhaes and Hincapi, with Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard in the middle of the park. Trossard, Jesus and Saka, their attacking triumvirate for Manchester United. Lamens in goal, a back four from left to right of Shaw, Martinez, Maguire and Dalot. Two holding midfielders in Mainu and Casemiro. Then they have Dorgu, Fernandes and Amad Diallo behind Brian Mbeumo at the top of the park. Today's referee is Craig Pawson. He's assisted by Lee Betts and Matthew Wilkes. Fourth official and board man, as I like to call him, it's Thomas Bramall. And monitor man, or VAR, is Paul Tierney. That is your whole squad. The second half has just started. United at the Manchester variety defend the goal away to my left-hand side, and Arsenal defend the goal away to my right. Lamens rolls the ball out to Martinez. Martinez back to Lamens, and Lamens now left foot clips the ball up towards Mbeumo, beaten in the air by Gabriel Magalhaes, lifted forward by Bruno Fernandes. Amad Diallo goes into a challenge with Hincapi, and the ball breaks down underneath the camera vantage point here at the Emirates, and I'm seeing pictures very much as you would see. I should envisage pictures on your televisions from the Emirates, because quite frankly it is a great commentary position here in the Emirates for us. And now it is the ball thrown inside. Mainu picks up the pieces. Casemiro hits Mainu with the ball as he tries to play it forward. Manchester United trying to get up and over the halfway line, but currently can't get the ball away. It squirts out down the Arsenal right. Saka loses out to Shaw and Dorgu. Dorgu plays it infield to Fernandes. Fernandes 4 yards inside the half of Arsenal. Plays it to Mainu. Mainu now plays it back to Shaw. Shaw back to Mainu. Mainu inside to Fernandes. Fernandes 12 yards inside the Arsenal half, which is to the right of the halfway line. And now it's back at the feet of the left back Luke Shaw, who just plays the ball to Martinez. Forward to Mainu. A little bit tight for space down the line from Shaw. Can Arsenal lose out, or can they get the ball back? They lose out, but Luke Shaw couldn't take the ball with him on the far side of the pitch, and it ends up being a throw to Arsenal about 10 to 12 yards, maybe 15 yards inside.
خارج الملعب إلى رمية جانبية لمصلحة فريق أرسنال.
Side of the pitch now for Timber to try and throw it up and over the halfway line. Saka tries to bring the ball down. Casemiro profits from a little bit of a loose ball and plays it all the way back to Lamens. Lamens now plays it out on this near side to Dalot. Diogo back to Lamens. Whistle is gone for a foul by Arsenal's forward Jesus on the back of Harold Maguire. He has a wry smile, does Gabriel Jesus. Now Jesus sees the ball put down. He's not too impressed. His first start since January 2025. Maguire knocks this long free kick from my left to my right. Hincapi heads it up in the air. Underneath it, he wins his second header. Rice gets it away. Dalot down the line this time to Mbeumo. Mbeumo to Diallo. Back to Dalot. Dalot turns inside. Plays it diagonally back to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez will look out left-hand side and find Luke Shaw, who's levelled the 18-yard box of Arsenal away to my right. He comes back inside. Plays it back to Martinez. Martinez again to Shaw. Shaw to Martinez. A little bit close, but they've got the confidence to play it around, and then they knock it out to Maguire. Maguire near side to Amad Diallo. Steps inside Hincapi. Reverse ball in field to Casemiro. Back to the centre spot from Casemiro from 12 yards inside the Arsenal half to Martinez. Martinez to the right-sided centre half, Maguire. Maguire to Amad Diallo. Being tracked all the way out to the halfway line. Rolls it back to Maguire. Maguire goes up to Mbeumo. Over the top of him goes Gabriel Magalhaes. Scooped up in the air by Hincapi. And Mbeumo trying to battle hard. Mainu does well. Picks up the pieces. Finds Fernandes. Fernandes back to Casemiro. Casemiro, square to Martinez. Martinez to Fernandes, who tries a first-time layoff. Clever little touch, but didn't quite manage to find a man. Arsenal clear their lines and inside the Manchester United half here in the 50th minute. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Martinez plays it in field to Maguire. Over the halfway line he goes. Sends it back to the right back, Dalot. Dalot in field to Casemiro. 4 or 5 yards inside the Manchester United half, which is to the left of the halfway line. So look at the pitch. To Martinez. Martinez to Dorgu. Dorgu give and go with Fernandes. And again, good work. Dorgu on the edge of the box. Fires a shot. Oh, what a goal by Patrick Dorgu in the 50th minute. Unbelievable strike by Dorgu. After a clever give and go where Bruno Fernandes, he's absolutely rifled that shot in from 18 yards. Had no right to, but he did. What a goal by Patrick Dorgu. It bounced to him, he played it to Fernandes, back to Dorgu, back to Fernandes, round the corner. He bustled his way past the challenge on the edge of the box. It bounced up and then he just literally hammered a left foot volley from 20 yards off the underside of the crossbar. The Arsenal players are screaming for handball down below us, and they will look at this now for VAR, but it's doesn't appear to have come off the arm, but it bounced up off Zubimendi's and it catches him on the hip and a little bit of forearm, so it could be, but what a left foot volley that is. It bounced up and into the back of the net. This will be cruel luck. One give and go, second give and go, bustled past Zubimendi, and then literally 22 yards out has absolutely thrashed it into the back of the net with his left boot. This is, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there's any hand in there at all. I wouldn't like to say. It's certainly, the arm is in the proximity of the football, but whether it touches the hand or touches the thigh, I don't know. I think this game has ebbed and flowed really nicely, but it looks as though it is a goal to Patrick Dorgu, and we're back in play now. Arsenal trail by 2-1. Decision is no handball. Zubimendi just clad it into Fernandes just outside the Manchester United penalty area, away to my left-hand side. That really was a thrashing of a football by Patrick Dorgu. And it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. 50 on the clock, last 9 seconds of the 50th minute. And Arsenal face a little bit of a tough time at the moment. I'm not saying they haven't got the wherewithal. They're a fine side. They lead the Premier League. They are very, very good. But they have had their moments this season when life hasn't always been at its best. They need to grind something out. Layoff by Mbeumo. Door goes up to the edge of the box again. Out to his left-hand side this time. Rifles a shot over the top of the crossbar. On the angle for David Raya's goal. And Mbeumo mixing it up there. Little flick off. Dorgu got inside his man. Just couldn't get the shot goalwards, but suddenly he's inside of the game. Suddenly he's not on the periphery anymore. Long ball forward by Magalhaes, brought down by Martinez. Martinez finds Maguire. Maguire round the corner. Chance for Mbeumo to run in between. Raya's out of his penalty area smartly to my right-hand side. Plays the ball forward to Rice. Rice to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Timber. Timber lays it out to his right-hand side to Odegaard. Odegaard to Saka. Saka level with the 18-yard box of Manchester United, trying to take on Luke Shaw. England teammates. Goes outside Luke Shaw. Crosses the ball in. Flicks off the head of Casemiro. Comes out near side. Hincapi can't collect. Has to pirouette and run away from the Manchester United penalty area, away to my left-hand side. Short ball to Declan Rice. Rice to Gabriel Magalhaes. Back to Rice, 12 yards outside the Manchester United penalty area, away to my left. Back in field it goes, this time to Saliba. Saliba will find Timber. Timber out on that far touchline to Saka again, who's going to try and tease and take on Shaw. Cuts in field, plays it to Timber. Timber back to Saliba back out to Saka. Saka now 12 yards from the dead ball line, far side of the pitch, cuts into field onto his left foot, fires a shot in, blocked by the legs of Casemiro. Fernandes doesn't get there. Tidied up by Hincapi. Saliba comes forward with the football now. Finds Saka. Saka slips it in, looking for Gabriel Jesus. Step over, tries to turn it in. Blocked by Martinez. Martinez has a little shove on the back of Jesus, who goes down claiming he's been poleaxed on the back of the head. I will state the obvious that I think it is now a penalty. Not a penalty, a corner. Just seen it now, and I have to say it's the softest touch by Lisandro Martinez on the head of Gabriel Jesus. Two changes looking as though they might be made in just a moment. Eberechi Eze is one that's coming on. Another back as well, we're being told, could be Ben White. And Victor Gyökeres could well be stripped off as well. Corner to Arsenal, goal away to my left-hand side. Lammers, the keeper for Manchester United, looks out to his left, furthest corner away. 56th minute, first corner of the second half. Arsenal and Manchester United set-piece scorers. Here comes Saka to deliver. Curls it into the box. Lammers is up. Poor away. Hooked away on his own goal line by Mbeumo. Hacked away by Diallo. Rice back out to Saka. Saka level the 18-yard box from Manchester United away to my left. Tries to go past. Diallo does. Diallo gets back. Saka's got to go back further as well. Finds Declan Rice. Rice clips the ball over the top. Should be an easy header away by the left back Shaw. Headed on by Diallo. Hooked over his shoulder by Casemiro. Mbeumo back to Amad Diallo. Back to Casemiro. Casemiro inside to Martinez. Martinez forward to Fernandes. Fernandes dispossessed by Declan Rice. Declan Rice drives forward. A little short pass. Shot comes in. Thumps against his own player this time by Gabriel Jesus. A little bit of desperation at the moment from Arsenal trying to get this goal back. Flag has gone up for offside. It remains here on 57 minutes. It's Merino, White and Eze that are coming on. But if you're bringing on Merino, Eze and White, you've got to take three off. And Gyökeres as well. Well, we're being told it is going to be Mikel Merino for Gabriel Magalhães. Ben White for Piero Hincapi. That's an interesting one. Arsenal going to drop to three at the back, I would say now. Gabriel Jesus is going to be replaced by Victor Gyökeres. Merino is going to replace Odegaard. Well, this really is four changes that have come from nowhere, and Zubimendi is going off as well to be replaced by Eberechi Eze. Mikel Arteta has rung the changes, and it's before 60 minutes, which is a traditional point of changing things around. Very interesting, but Gyökeres will now go through the centre. They may be going 3-4-3. They may be trying to steady up and go the same as Manchester United. Far side, Dorgu to Fernandes, back to Shaw. Shaw 8 yards inside the Arsenal half. Down the line he goes to Dorgu. Dorgu thought he was fouled, but it's lifted forward by Manchester United. Throw to Arsenal. Craig Pawson's going to make sure that Ben White goes a long way back from where he just picked up the fresh football. And Ben White some 15 yards inside his own half with the ball in his hands. Arsenal defend the goal away to my right. Manchester United defend the goal away to my left. Into Eze, back to White. White up towards Gyökeres, who can't get the ball down. And Maguire 18 yards inside the Manchester United half. Thrashes a right football forward, but it goes all the way through to David Raya. Raya bowls it out to Declan Rice. Rice short pass this time. Picking out Saliba. I can actually tell you that Gabriel Magalhães has remained on the field of play. The changes were Gyökeres for Jesus, Eze for Zubimendi, Merino for Odegaard and White for Hincapi. Gabriel Michales is still on the field of play, so it's still a 4 at the back for Arsenal. As it is played to the aforementioned Gabriel Michales, 8 yards inside the Arsenal half, away to the right of the halfway line. Back to Saliba, Saliba out to White. White has to go back to Raya. Raya inside the penalty area, short pass forward to Rice, out to Saliba. Dorgu checked out of a press there, which looked as though he could have been favourite to have closed the Arsenal man down, but Saliba now finds White. White to Saliba. Back to David Raya, just adjacent to his penalty spot, away to my right-hand side. Short pass to the left-sided centre-half, Gabriel Michales. Down the line here to Eze. Eze faced by Mainu. Goes in field to Jurrien Timber. Timber out on the far side to Saliba. Saliba slips a ball through. Good run from the inside channel by Ben White from right back. Martinez clears the ball away. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. And again, it's going to be swung in from the far side of the pitch. Lammens in goal away to my left-hand side. We'll look out to his left-hand side. Saka will deliver this ball in. 2 new faces inside the penalty area for Manchester United to try and remember who was there before. Gyökeres and Ben White at the back post. Saka, 61st minute of the game. Curls the ball into the box, headed away at the front post by Casemiro. Eze back to Saka. Saka faced by Mbeumo, goes outside him. Won't get past Bruno Fernandes. As the ball goes out of play on the far side for a throw this time. Arsenal will wait for Ben White to come forward. 12 yards from the corner flag, defended on the far side by Luke Shaw of Manchester United. 62nd minute, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Arsenal taking the lead on 29 through an own goal by Martinez after a flail shot by Odegaard was redirected in. And then the equaliser came from Zubimendi's woeful ball. Fell at the feet of Mbeumo. Mbeumo rounded to keep a Raya on 37 for 1 apiece, but then Patrick Dorgu's stunning strike on 50 after a couple of give and goes with Fernandes has given Manchester United the lead. Arsenal, though, camping around the Manchester United 18-yard box out to the far side. Luke Shaw faces Saka. Saka back to his left foot, crosses the ball in. Lammens claims safely at his back post. Falls to the floor. Time will now be pretty much an enemy for Arsenal while they trail. And it will be an enemy to Manchester United as it will drag on, no doubt. Dorgu tries to get the ball from a long Lammens kick. Comes off of Ben White, goes away from Manchester United. Throw on the far side of the field. Woodgate, Holland, Carrick having a little bit of a chin wag, to say the least. What do? Do they change things up? Ball is thrown back to the halfway line. Martinez back to Maguire. Maguire out on this near side to Amad Diallo on the halfway line. Faced by Trossard, forced him back into his own half. Right in the corner to Mainu. Mainu toes it out to Dallo. Dallo back to Casemiro. Casemiro tries to play it down the line, blocked by the legs of the Belgian Trossard, and out of play it goes. Just been given a stat which is a little bit confusing when you first read it. Manchester United scored a goal no more than 13 minutes ago, and they're saying the last shot on target was 50 minutes ago. Oh, late one by Rice on Fernandes. That's going to be a yellow card. Declan Rice just left a little bit on Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the park. This will be a little bit of a testament to Arsenal's resilience, one would say. First yellow card, I think, of the game, in fairness, but Craig Pawson stands over the ball. Fernandes picks himself up. Ball's going to be loaded up to the edge of the 18-yard box of Arsenal, away to my right-hand side. Fernandes will no doubt be taking it. And on the diagonal from Bruno Fernandes' right boot is the corner where the Manchester United fans are housed in the lower tier on the far side of the pitch. Fernandes with a couple of give and goes with Dorgu before he fired it into the back of the net from 22 yards. Left foot off the underside of Raya's bar. Fernandes to deliver, 65 on the clock, it's a deep ball in. Raya will catch in front of Casemiro. Casemiro sees Raya then thrash the ball forward with a waist-high volley. Dorgu heads it down and had a play on the far side, about 2 yards inside the Manchester United half. 65 on the clock, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Here at the Emirates, Ben White throws down the touchline looking for Saka. Saka's got it behind Shaw. Shaw's back though, more than touch tight now. Saka faces that far touchline, turns round, runs at Shaw, slips it to the edge of the box. First time shot by Declan Rice with his right boot, goes up and over the crossbar from 25 yards. Once again, Saka is winning the battle of the two England men. Shaw finding it very difficult to deal with Bukayo Saka, who's certainly got his dander up, as they would say over here. It has been quite an afternoon of football. Remember the early games: Brentford 0, Forest 2, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3, Newcastle 0, Aston Villa 2. 3 out of 3 away victories in 3 out of 3 Premier League games earlier today. What say you? The possibility, as it stands at the moment, we could have 4 away victories in 4 Premier League ties. Long way to go yet, though. Into the 66th minute. Raya, oh my word, he got me worried then. Slips the ball past the oncoming Mbeumo to Rice. Rice back to Saliba. Saliba to White. White up to Saka. Saka beaten to the ball by Shaw. Dorgu. Short pass to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes back heel to Casemiro. Over the halfway line he goes. Short pass to his left to Mainu. Mainu tries to feed Luke Shaw. It's a loose ball by Mainu. Tracked back there by Bukayo Saka. And Arsenal try and pick the tempo up. Eze loses out in the middle of the park between Dalot and Casemiro. Timber picks up the loose ball, plays it to Saliba. Saliba 6-4-2. Up to the halfway line he goes. Plays it out far side to Saka. Saka feeds it to Marino. Marino down the line to Gyökeres. Gyökeres far side of the pitch. Back inside to Mikel Merino. Crossfield ball looking for Trossard. Trossard brings it down. Diogo Dalot stands in front of him. Tries to go to the dead ball line. Crosses it in. Big Harry Maguire's forehead's there. Headed on by Mbeumo. Heads it over Saliba, but Saliba's got the chase on him to get there first and play the ball back to Gabriel Magalhaes. Still the ball inside the Manchester United half. Away to the left of the halfway line. Forward, diagonally out to that far touchline. This time to White. White to Saka. Saka upended by Shaw. Saka waved a card there. Free kick's taken quickly, which allows Craig Pawson not to give a card. Into the box it goes. Give and go with Ben White and Saka. Saka's pass back from Ben White goes across him and out of play. We're being told Manchester United could be ready in a substitution as well. And we're being told it could be Matheus Cunha coming on for Bryan Mbeumo. Penny for any thoughts of Manchester United fans and Arsenal fans now. It is Matheus Cunha who is about to come on. And we believe he is going to replace Bryan Mbeumo. Mbeumo being manhandled by Gabriel Magalhaes, trying to tell him to get off the field of play. Fine. Strikers roll by Mbeumo. Got his goal on 37th, his 50th Premier League goal. You've got to love football, haven't you? You really have got to love football. It's an amazing game. It's an amazing contest. I've been absolutely privileged to have 2 cracking games this weekend. And Cunha is on and Mbeumo is off. Lamans with a goal kick away to my left-hand side. Sumps a long ball forward, headed down by Saka, hooked up in the air by Trossard towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres is battling there with Martinez. Martinez looked to have won the ball cleanly, but referee Craig Pawson says it wasn't. It's a free kick to Arsenal midway inside the half of Manchester United. Got his arm over the shoulder of Gyökeres, but the difference in physical stature is quite something. 70th minute of the game, it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 on what has been an away day afternoon so far in the Premier League in the games that have been finished. 3 games, 3 away wins. Declan Rice is about to put this free kick into the Manchester United penalty area, way to my left-hand side. Cross go the Arsenal players again. Goal side, header by Merino. Glances it up and over the top of the crossbar. Very strange situation that it didn't turn to him to go through the centre. He's got an exemplary record as a midfielder playing up front. Mikel Arteta's trying to say that Manchester United are wasting time taking the goal kick. Well, it'll feel that way. But I'm sure if it was the other way round, he wouldn't be tapping his watch if it was David Raya that was doing the same, with Arsenal leading by 2-1. Lamens with the goal kick. Drills it right-footed up and over the halfway line. Good header on in the middle of the park by Mbeumo. Dorgu can't win the next ball. White heads it back, halfway line back. It goes into the Arsenal half. They drag it high towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres battling again with Martinez. He's lost out to Gyökeres. Casemiro tries to block the ball into the box, headed away by Maguire. Saka, Eze. Shot goes in. This time played off by, they're screaming for a penalty, Arsenal. The block was there by Maguire. Craig Pawson is now going to have a little look at his shot. Oh my word, this is going to be a penalty. This is going to be a penalty against Harry Maguire. He's falling to the ground, his arms behind him and his arms away from his body. They will check this, I'm sure they will. Manchester United go forward the other way. Fernandes, Cunha, Fernandes, Amad Diallo, back to Fernandes. Still waiting to see if we get a little green line come up to say that they're checking it, but at the moment they're saying not. Fernandes to Mainu. Mainu faced by Ben White, 12 yards from the corner flag, away on that far side of the pitch in front of the Manchester United fans in the lower tier. Wrapped around the corner. Shaw to Martinez. Martinez up to Dorgu. Dorgu to Fernandes. Manchester United playing a little bit of keep ball. Maguire to Casemiro. Casemiro ball over the top. Door goes in behind, brings it down. Can he finish here? Lovely back heel. Can he find Mainu? No, great defending by Ben White. Manchester United though almost broke the shackles of Arsenal once again. It's not going to be a penalty check, I can tell you that. We've seen no indication here. Fernandes comes forward. Square ball to Kobe Mainu. Mainu clips it over the top. Saka checks off the run. Matheus Cunha gets the ball down. Tries to play it across the face of goal. Manchester United get the ball back with Cunha to Fernandes. Arsenal in their desperation looking a little bit ragged with their defending. Fernandes back to Martinez. Martinez back to Maguire. Maguire. Short ball to Diogo Dalot. Infield this time to Casemiro. Back out to Harry Maguire. He's rampaging down the right wing now. Driving down the right wing. Trying to run down the side of the Arsenal penalty area. Got 2 for company. Turns it back. Clips it out. And across the face of goal. Headed away by Ben White. Have to smile when you get a centre-half playing like a right winger. Cleared by Arsenal. Tied it up by Martinez to Mainu. Mainu to Maguire. Maguire out on this near side to Diallo. Diallo holds the ball, goes back to Maguire. 12 yards inside the Arsenal half. Wants an angle. Goes back to the halfway line to Casemiro. Casemiro square to Martinez. Martinez puts the ball over the top but doesn't find the runner. Fernandes right the way through to David Raya. Goal away to my right-hand side. Rolls out to Rice. Rice on the gallop forward. Short pass to Eze. Eze midway inside the Manchester United half. Comes in off this left flank, but he's just wandering infield. He wants to find a pass. Has to go square to Saliba. Saliba to Merino. Merino midway inside the Manchester United half. Forward to Eze. First time layoff to Rice. Back this time to Timber. Timber out to Trossard. Trossard faced by Diogo Dalot. Try to get towards that dead ball line. Goes down to the dead ball line. Clips the ball in. Easy take for Sen Lamens inside the Manchester United 6-yard box away to my left-hand side. Plenty of time left in this game. Lamens thrashes the ball forward from my left to my right. Dorgu stands under the ball, headed away by Saliba. Loose ball picked up by Kobe Mainu. Short pass infield. Finds Fernandes. Fernandes and Rice battle together. Foul by Fernandes and Rice this time. And Fernandes and Rice have a little contretemps. both thought they were fouled by each other, but Arsenal get the free kick. Near side of the pitch. It is Arsenal who are trying to come forward. Trossard to Timber. Timber squared to Saliba. Saliba 30 yards from the Manchester United goal away to my left. Stops, plays it back in field, slightly backwards to Declan Rice. Rice through a little hole to Merino. Merino tries to feed it into the Manchester United box, blocked by Martinez. Martinez has got the ball to Dorgu. Dorgu this time to Cunha. Cunha goes out on that far touchline. Merino says it was not him that got the last touch, but I'm afraid it was him, as Arsenal make yet another change. Leandro Trossard is about to come off to be replaced by Noni Madueke. That will be 5 changes for Arsenal in the second half here. Former Chelsea man comes on. Interested to see, he normally patrols down the right side. He's gone out right hand side, which means that Saka's going to go through on the left hand side. Throw to Manchester United, far side of the pitch. 76th minute of the game, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Thrown down the line by Shaw, cleared by Merino, at a play. Throw to Manchester United, another 15 yards further forward. Shaw throws it forward. Fernandes back to Mainu. Mainu's ball is surely short, and it's going to be a throw to Arsenal now. Ben White 4 yards inside, 5 yards inside the half of Manchester United, far side of the pitch. Comes forward, throws it into Merino, back to White, down the line to Madueke. Gyökeres holds the ball up, back heel inside. Madueke's away from 1, away from 2, can't get away from the foot of Maguire, who toe pokes the ball away on the far side of the pitch for a throw to Arsenal. About 14 yards away from the corner flag, defended by the left back Shaw. Coming forward to take the throw, Ben White. Short throw to Merino. Merino back to Saliba. Saliba inside to Rice, back to Saliba and across to Gabriel Magalhaes. 12 yards inside the Manchester United half, 18 yards coming forward. Plays it out left hand side now to Saka. Saka faced by Diogo Dalot. Wants to go in field, does go in field. Plays it back to Magalhaes. Back it goes this time to Rice. Back to Gabriel Magalhaes. Out on this near side to Saka again. Inside to Eze. Eze being tracked and running around the opposite number 10 Cunha. Plays it in. Timber can't take a first touch. Hacked away by Harry Maguire. Far side of the pitch, Madueke facing that far touchline. Hooks it back to Saliba. Saliba back to Madueke. Madueke comes in off that far touchline. Inside Dorgu. Slips the ball in for White, but it'll go straight out of play for a goal kick to Manchester United. So many stats. You can pop a commentary curse stat out. And that one that came up in the first half, Arsenal in all competitions this year have taken the lead in 24 games and gone on to win 24. This one's not over. It doesn't mean that stat's going to be broken, but it is a stat that's got 12 plus time added on to be rectified by Arsenal. Some long from this goal kick by Lamens. Dorgu trying to get in behind White. White can't get enough on it. Goes out of play, far side, midway inside the Arsenal half. It's going to be a Manchester United throw. Cunha drops the ball this time for Luke Shaw to walk forward. Madueke gives it to Shaw. Shaw comes forward to take the football. And he throws it back to Martinez. Martinez 6 yards inside the Arsenal half. Steps away from Gyökeres. Rolls it forward into the feet of Cunha. Back it goes to Martinez. Martinez to Shaw. Shaw back to Maguire. Maguire 4 yards inside his own half. Plays it square to Diogo Dalot. Dalot plays it out near side to Amad Diallo. Halfway line. Back to Diogo Dalot. Dalot into the feet of Casemiro. Casemiro twisting and turning. Finds Fernandes, who puts the ball over the top. Dorgu tries to go past White. Silly tug back there by Patrick Dorgu, who's now gone down in a bit of a heap, holding his right hamstring. That looks a little bit telling. The referee has put his arm above his head while squeezing the size of his digital watch to effectively say, I'm stopping time here. As Dorgu clutches the back of his right hamstring. It is going to be a possible change here for Manchester United. I'm sure they won't take much chances with this. I haven't really told you too much about the benches. We know Arsenal put 5 on there. We know that United have literally just put 1 in. Who would they turn to on the bench? Would it be Mazraoui, Mount, Malacia, Yoro, Ugarte, Heaven or Šeško? Well, I think it's going to have to be Mason Mount in this case. As the only attacking-minded player. Former Chelsea man may well be the man to replace Patrick Dorgu. We'll change the balance if it is to be Mason Mount. Not too sure. Manchester United leading by 2-1, 80th minute of the game here. Patrick Dorgu's afternoon, or his race's run as we say. Rice coming forward with the football. United currently down to 10 men. Eze to Saka. Saka faced by Diogo Dalot. Crosses the ball into the Manchester United penalty area. Header comes in this time by Gyökeres, and it goes up and over the crossbar. He wants a corner kick. Referee says no. It's gone straight off your head and over the top of the bar. He looks very, very perplexed by that. And in fairness, I've just seen the replay, and even though I'm blindside, it does look as though it's come a little bit off Martinez's shoulder. Manchester United have made a different change. Dorgu is going to be covered off by Matheus Cunha, and Benjamin Sesko is coming on up top to go through the centre. Interesting and different. Long ball forward by Lamens. Merino wins a header, hacked on by Saka, headed away by Martinez. Brought down by Merino to Rice, only as far as Shaw. Shaw finds Fernandes. Fernandes tries to play it over the top for Cunha. Deflects off a Šeško of all people. Raya slides out before Cunha can get onto the redirected football, and Arsenal come away with White. White to Rice. Rice back to Ben White, 12 yards inside the Manchester United half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Now out to Madueke. Madueke down the side of the Manchester United penalty area, trying to get the ball into the box. Luke Shaw's there, toes it away, corner to Arsenal. Benjamin Sesko took a ball straight to flush in the face there. And it's just put his nose back on the front of his face. Still a little bit groggy from it. Craig Paulson's gone back to have another word with him, but he's literally just come on. You can see the red wheeled mark over his left eye and cheek. Really did catch him a glancing blow. Now he's got to go back and defend. 83rd minute. Lamens, goal all the way to my left. Looks out to his left on the far side. Has been Bukayo Saka taking the corners on the far side. Goes over to take this next one. Saka's going to curl it under the crossbar again. Here comes the corner, 83rd minute. Lamens punches the ball away. Madueke to Saka. Saka level the 18-yard box. Infield it goes this time. Saliba back to Saka. Saka goes into the box, comes back on his right, fires a shot in. Lamens down to his left-hand side, puts it wide of the post for another corner. It's a good save by the keeper because it caught him unawares. Saka went for his near side, and Lamens down nicely just to palm it round the post. Through the legs it went. Good save by the big keeper. Lamens, goal away to my left-hand side, looks out to his left again. Saka this time, 84th minute with this corner. He's going to pop it under the crossbar of Manchester United again. Tensions rise inside the Emirates. Here comes the corner. Gagler players cleared, turned in, off the line. Has it got in? Goal says the keeper. Goal says the referee's watch. Scored by Merino of all people. Cleared off the line, but it was Merino that towed it over the line, and it was Craig Pawson that had to have a little look at his watch. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. And time left now for Arsenal to maybe continue that run of 24 games taking the lead and 24 games of winning. Saka's corner came into an absolute crowd of people inside that 6-yard box. Lamens couldn't get there. Cunha cleared it only as far as Merino. Merino turned it straight back into the back of the net. And over the line it went, and it's well over the line. Šeško tried to clear it. Harry Maguire almost turned it into his own net, but the referee's watch and the goal line technology that wasn't there for Frank Lampard all those years ago, and I don't think it's actually going to be a goal for Marino. I think it's going to be an own goal from Kobbie Mainoo, because I think he's got the last touch there. We'll wait to see if it gets given to Marino.
أعاد النتيجة.
But either way, it's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2 in the 85th minute. Is there to be a final twist in what has been a big game here at the Emirates? A game again in which Arsenal may well have shown potential champions' fortitude in getting themselves back into the game. Long ball forward by Lamens, headed down by Michalis and picked up this time by Raya, away to my right-hand side. Rolls it out to Declan Rice. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2, 86 on the clock here. Played back to Raya by Gabriel Michalis. Plays it out far side to Saliba. Saliba starts galloping towards the halfway line. Up and over the halfway line he goes. Tries to go outside. Cunha does. Lays it out to Madueke. Madueke driving forward now. Driving into the box of Manchester United. First touch was good. Second touch was good. Third touch was absolutely appalling. Goes away for a goal kick to Manchester United. Was running at pace. Well, who is going to muster the strength to try and find that final goal? Dreams are made of games such as these. Lamens strokes the ball forward from the goal kick. Šeško gets it down. Comes off the body and falls at the feet of Fernandes. Fernandes to Mainoo. Mainoo to Cunha. Cunha turns to face the Arsenal goal. Right foot shot low. Oh, to goal by Mateus Cunha. 87th minute.
غنوا لأحلامكم لكن نحن نغني لعودتنا لتاريخنا لإرثنا لكبريائنا فنحن اليونايتد ومن كان كبيرا حتما سيعود ومن كان كبيرا حتما سيعود. يا له من هدف ويا لها من روعة عن طريق كونيا في اللقطة الماضية. إنه اليونايتد في أصعب الظروف. عليك أن تتوقع منه كل شيء. عليك أن تنتظر منه أن يفعل كل شيء لأنه اليونايتد يدافعون عن هذا الشعار عن هذا الإرث عن ذاك الكبرياء عن عدم السقوط مرة أخرى.
Isn't but what a goal by Mateus Cunha. Unbelievable strike. The ball was down by Šeško. Fernandes took over. Short ball to Mainoo. Mainoo round to Cunha. Cunha span.
لتأمين الصدارة هنا اليونايتد.
That is right foot low into the bottom corner. He has just picked his head up. He's curled it round Gabriel Michalis. It's an absolute pinger of a goal by Mateus Cunha. Everything this man can do comes out in that one shot. And Manchester United retake the lead in the 87th minute. Oh my word. Michael Carrick has absolute elation. Mikel Arteta's heart drops into his boots. There is still time, Arsenal fans. There is still time. Cunha really did find a cracking finish there. And what a result this will be. There is going to be plenty of time, I think, added on. We're waiting to hear. We're being told it could be as high as 7 or 8 minutes. Noussair Mazraoui is on the field of play in place of Amad Diallo. Manchester United now will be looking to try and shut up the gaps. We're still in the 89th minute here. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. Eze. Actually ineffective. There you are. That gives you hope for Arsenal fans because he'll come back to have a sing in the tail. Timber, Saka. Saka playing left side now. Back to Timber who's playing left back. Infield it goes this time to Gabriel Mahales. Out it goes on the far side to Saliba. Saliba's tackled on the far side by Cunha. Gets back to his feet and rolls the ball back all the way to Raya. But Manchester United have what's known as a bit between their teeth at the moment. Merino, Timber dumped on the floor this time by Casemiro. Arsenal continue to play football. Played out far side, Saliba. Eze, centre circle, Arsenal side of the pitch. Plays it to the left back, Timber. Timber comes forward, he's got Saka right to his left infield. He goes to Eze. Eze, quick pirouette. Looks out to the left, faced by Fernandes. Plays the ball into the feet of White, who can't control it. Manchester United can't control it either. Loose ball there. Back to Eze. Eze this time to Timber. And Timber flicks it, and that'll be a corner to Arsenal. And we are into the last 15 seconds of regulation time here. We're all eyes down below. We're hearing it could be 7 minutes. Corner to Arsenal, their fifth of this second half. Lamens looks out of his goal to his right down by the point of my left shoulder. It was a corner just moments ago that led to Marina. It is 7 minutes, we've been told and shown now. And we're into that now. Rice. There are so many people inside that 6-yard box of Manchester United. How Lamens is going to get anywhere near the ball, I don't know. He comes early, punches it away. Cunha tries to spin away from Eze, who puts him down and gets a yellow card. And Manchester United will eat up a few precious seconds in their quest for 3 points. Well, it has been a game of amazing highs and lows. Some cracking goals by, you have to say, Patrick Dorgu and Matheus Cunha. A mistake by Zubimendi led in Mbeumo for the first goal. A Martinez own goal for Arsenal to open the scoring. And Merino with a scruffy one from a corner. And we are through the first of a minimum of 7 minutes and into the second. And I'm not a Manchester United fan and I'm not an Arsenal fan. But Manchester United, for a side that have lacked any real purpose in many, many years of different managers, have just found of 7 minutes a different level. And they've made life very difficult for Arsenal, who have been on quite a walk towards the title this year. Headed away by Short to Cunha. Cunha gets the ball away on the far side, goes down under a challenge by Merino. Merino is penalised for it. When you think David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, Erik ten Hag and Ruben Amorim all have taken over the hot seat, and it's been a wandering of strange football at times. Only now for Michael Carrick to come back in, and he has certainly been a steady hand on the tiller. I'm not saying it's the end of that. Eze got a yellow card, by the way. Lifted forward now by Martinez, clears everybody, Šeško included, through to Raya. Raya bowls it out to the right back, White back inside to Raya. 93rd minute, a minimum of 7 to be added on here. Raya plays the ball out to Saliba to Rice. Rice up to the halfway line. Timber, the left back, to his left. Short ball forward to Eze. Eze turns, faced by Casemiro, plays it square to Saliba. Saliba out to that far touchline to Madueke. Madueke being harassed by Shaw, goes inside to Eze. Eze will roll the ball back to Saliba. Gabriel Mahales takes over. Comes forward, middle of the park. Outside of him to his left, Declan Rice. Rice 26 yards away from the Manchester United goal, away to my left, into Mikel Merino. Back it goes to Rice. Rice to Gabriel Mahales, driving forward, plays it square in front of Šeško to Saliba. Saliba out now to White. White clips it into the box, hits the body of Luke Shaw, goes away beyond Ben White, who takes a throw midway inside the Manchester United half. Let's just tell you, first goal. Crossfield, loose ball again here, and a chance by Bruno Fernandes from fully 40 yards, but it's well wide. Saw Raya off his line, and a loose pass by Arsenal, almost caught out themselves. First goal came, deep cross by Hincapi, brought down by Saka, flicked back to Odegaard, whose shot was wayward, but it was turned in off the heels of Martinez, just on the edge of his 6-yard box as he was trying to deal with Jurrien Timber. That was equalised when Zubimendi's misplaced pass, still not sure who he was trying to find. First time ball back across the face of his own penalty area, about 24 yards from goal, pounced on by Mbeumo, who took a step to his left and then to his right, sidestepped his former Brentford keeper David Raya and turned the ball into the back of the net for one apiece. That became 2-1 to Manchester United in the second half of 50 minutes when Dorgu exchanged passes with Fernandes and then exchanged passes with Fernandes again. The ball bounced up and a left foot volley from 22 yards hit the underside of Raya's bar and into the back of the net off the floor to make it 2-1. Lamens comes out to gather before Gyökeres can get there. Arsenal then from a set piece on 84 minutes. Crossed it in, gaggle of players inside the 6-yard box. Harry Maguire's glancing header went goalward, saved by Cunha off the line. Back to Merino, who stabbed the ball back. And it came off of Kobbie Mainoo and went in before Šeško could clear it for two apiece. Arsenal thought they could try and find a winner, but the winner then came, possibly, from Matheus Cunha, who picked up a loose ball, 25-30 yards out from goal, span onto his right boot and curled it into the bottom left-hand corner of Raya's goal. Craig Pawson doesn't think Cunha's been fouled again. We're into the 96th minute. Madueke tries to dance inside, does get inside to Shaw, goes back outside, cross into the box. Saka lays it off to Madueke. Superb challenge by Lisandro Martinez, put back into the box again. Back post is Gabriel Magalhaes, who clashes heads with Diogo Dalot. There'll be some treatment here. But I can tell you that was 95 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock when Dalot and Gabriel clattered heads. Gabriel's walking away okay. Again, Manchester United really have been a different entity. Dalot is now back on his feet. Some 35 seconds after going down. So I say we're moving into 97.5, a minimum of. Arsenal fans stare in disbelief. Before today's game, they had taken the lead in all competitions in 24 games and gone on to win 24 games. They're trailing by 3-2. As the ball is knocked long by Lamens, Šeško battles hard on this near side with Gabriel Magalhaes. Declan Rice trots it over the halfway line, tracked by two. Ricochet off Mazraoui, lifted into the Arsenal half. We're into the 98th minute. Raya thumps it back from whence it came. Maguire's bunted into by Merino, and a foul this time by Gyökeres on Martinez on the edge of the box. I think there was two fouls there in quick succession. Craig Pawson strong enough to say that there was a foul. The first one was by Merino into Maguire, and then Martinez was flattened from behind by Gyökeres as he flicked the ball across the face of goal. Well, 98th minute of the game. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. And two fine goals by Dorgu on the volley on 50, giving Manchester United a lead at
Yildiz has placed it. Placed it down. And is ready to swing it in. Juventus poised. Yildiz delivers right-footed toward the middle of the goal. Headed away by Højlund and then further away by Lobotka. Sent back infield. Flicked on by Bremer. Will fall for Di Lorenzo, who just boots it clear to the end, to the halfway line. Locatelli sends it back in toward Yildiz. Nice first touch infield to Thuram. Away toward Napoli goal, so he goes back to Bremer, and here's Pierre Kalulu and the line for Filip Kostic. Juventus just holding it on. Di Gregorio to the left to Locatelli. Infield to McKennie. His layoff is deflected. And it'll be a Napoli throw in. Spalletti still roaring instructions down on the sideline. Free kick given for a challenge on Elmas. And Locatelli. So Napoli just becoming a bit frustrated. As they look for this equaliser. Buongiorno flicks it on the left-hand side. Forward by Kalulu. Jesus finds Lobotka looking for Elmas, and only as far as David. McTominay with the challenge, all a bit scrappy in the middle, but Napoli come away with it. Here's Stanislav Lobotka. Back to Elmas. 22 minutes remaining here. Elmas driving forward in the middle, plays pass out to the left-hand side, but hot Spinazzola was there, he wasn't. And it's out of play for a throw in. Sloppy stuff from Napoli. Juventus will just take their time over these. Still a long way to go, obviously. And Antonio Conte is about to make a sub. Giovanni making his debut today after signing from Hellas Verona. 20 million euros spent. And looks like Eljav Elmas is off. So Giovanni comes on, Brazilian, and only signed for Hellas Verona in the summer from Corinthians. 3 goals and 4 assists in Serie A so far today. 22 years of old. Can the Brazilian have an impact here for Napoli? He's on in the same position as Elmas, up toward Rasmus Højlund. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Kalulu with the throw in for Juve, halfway inside the Napoli half. Short to Yildiz, gets it back. Kalulu attacking down the right hand side, ball in towards Kostic, stretching to control it, trying to hold off Lobotka, and in fact giving a free kick away there. And there will be a Napoli ball. Just challenge from behind from Kostic there. Bremer then holding off Højlund down the other end to win a throw in. It's been a frustrating afternoon for the Danish centre forward. Not that half an incident with Bremer in the first half, but there's a potential penalty, but only 1 shot on target for Napoli in this game in the first half as McKennie battles for it. It falls for David. Now Yildiz. Infield to Locatelli. Back to Kefran Thuram. Sprayed out to the right hand side to Kalulu. Down the line for Filip Kostic. Kalulu back to Kostic and gets the return ball. This is good from Juventus. Down the right hand side. Vergara, then with the foul on the Frenchman. Assistant referee over the far side gave it Vergara asking the question, but it's just a little shove in the back and then a clip of the heels. Kalulu not really asking for much of an invitation to hit the deck, but foul given. And another free kick in another promising area for Juventus, this time over on the right hand side. Bremer up from the back, as is Kelly. Kalulu lurking as well. This time it'll be the left foot of Kostic to fire into the penalty area. Thuram waiting at the back post too. Kostic, two hands in the air. One-man wall of Vergara. Kalulu just lurking at the edge of the penalty area. A lot of space in front of him. Kostic wants to go that way. Instead, he'll swing it in toward the back post. Mere underneath it. Good, confident goalkeeping from the Napoli number one. Trying to start a counter-attack early, but Juventus just get bodies back and in front of him. So he rolls it out to Buongiorno, out to Spinazzola on the left-hand side. Buongiorno once more. And here's Juan Jesus. Di Lorenzo down the line for Gutierrez. First time ball around the corner looking for Højlund. Tries to hold off Bremer, looking for Giovanni, but Kelly stepped in to take control. Here's Cabal now, just forced all the way back to Di Gregorio. Højlund nearly intercepts, but he gets his clearance away. McTominay in the middle puts it down for Lobotka. Here's Di Lorenzo forward for Giovanni. First time layoff to McTominay. Giovanni gets it back, but then is dispossessed by Thuram, and now David coming forward for Juventus, hauled down in the centre circle, and it's a yellow card for Vergara. 2 fouls in quick succession for the young Italian. Second Napoli player booked alongside Juan Jesus. Just a challenge from behind on David, stretching for the ball. David goes down in the centre circle. Referee whips the card out. There's another substitution coming here, and it is for Napoli. Miguel Gutierrez is off. And coming on in his place is Sam Mbeumo, the Dutch defender. So Mbeumo on. As Di Lorenzo will go to wing back. Mbeumo slotting in at right centre back. Here's Thuram now in the middle for Juventus. Now to Locatelli, and now Kostic. Kenny ahead of him, but back to Locatelli. Now fizzed into the feet of David. His pass doesn't come off. Lobotka finds Giovanni, holds off a few challenges, lays it back to Mbeumo, and now Jesus. McTominay, haven't seen too much of him in the game really so far. Jesus out to the far side. Here's Buongiorno. Back infield to McTominay, and now Jesus once more. Over to Mbeumo. Down the line for Giovanni. Di Lorenzo. Back to Giovanni, holding off Kelly. Goes to ground, wins the free kick. Conte looking on, looking concerned. Like I said, his side haven't really got going at all in this game. Just a one shot on target in the first half. And it's Juventus who have also hit the bar and had one cleared off the line. Buongiorno goes down the line for Højlund. Does well to hold off Bremer down the left hand side. Needs support though. Challenge in there from Kalulu, but Højlund does well to get something out of it. That's better from the Dane. Throw in taken quickly. Here's Buongiorno back to the halfway line as far as Jesus, and now Mbeumo. Di Lorenzo gets it out of his feet, plays it down the line, looking for Giovanni, but it's too far for him, and Bremer can collect it. Di Gregorio now, and in fact the ball had gone out over the sideline when the ball was played down, so it will be a throw. Another Juventus substitution coming. Jonathan David, the man being withdrawn at the moment. It is his goal. The difference after 22 minutes. A good finish after being put through by Locatelli. Muscling out Spinazzola after his first touch, and a good finish past the goalkeeper, and it will be Moretti who comes on for him. Moretti started during the week against Benfica, but dropped to the bench this time. So Fabio Moretti on. Maybe a slight change already. Not exactly a centre forward, but he has taken up that position. Cabal now heads it down the line towards Moretti. It's on the air by Buongiorno. Lobotka goes to ground under a high ball after a challenge from Yildiz. Free kick given. A few extracurriculars going on between Lobotka and Yildiz, but Referee will play on. Here's Jesus. Loose pass though into the middle. Seized upon by Moretti. Lays it in. Yildiz through and goal. Kenan Yildiz! 2-0 to Juventus. A mistake at the back from Napoli. Yildiz gets his 9th of the season. Calm finish from the Turk after being set on by the substitute. Moretti's first real involvement of the game. And with just over 10 minutes to go, it is Kenan Yildiz who doubles Juventus' lead. And their 4-game streak without a win against Napoli could be coming to an end. A really good finish, but an absolute disaster at the back for Antonio Conte's side. Jesus looking for Buongiorno, just sells him short. Moretti intercepts, slips in. Yildiz takes 2 touches. Mere comes out, but such a calm finish. Opens his body, passes into the net with his right foot. Jesus didn't quite recover on time, and it's into the back of the net. And surely Napoli now with a mountain to climb here. Juventus 2 to the good. Kenan Yildiz with the goal. And Spalletti, rather than celebrating, goes straight to Juan Cabal. Offer him instructions. And now, here comes the change. Romelu Lukaku is on for the first appearance for the season. Vergara off. Conte going 2 up front with Lukaku and Højlund. And can the Belgian, who's been prolific in his career throughout his time in Serie A, can he help turn this around? 12 minutes remaining. Here's Lobotka now in the middle. Here's to the right is Mbeumo, and now Juan Jesus, who really will not want to see that one again. Really poor from the experienced Brazilian defender as well. Just really bad pass. Now over to this right hand side. Mbeumo into Lobotka, around the corner for Giovanni, back to Lobotka, up to Lukaku. He let it run for Højlund, but it was read by Bremer. And Juventus have it again. Locatelli out to Kelly on this left hand side. Down the line, looking for Weston McKennie, trying to hold off Mbeumo, who gets there. Mbeumo now down towards his own corner flag, plays it against Weston McKennie, and it will be a goal kick. Juventus fans in full voice in the Allianz Stadium. Stretch 7 wins in their last 9. This there to hold on here. Giovanni now to Lobotka, swept over to Buongiorno. Can't say they don't deserve this. Juventus been far the better team, created the better chances. Buongiorno forward for Højlund. He lets it run to Lukaku. Shoved off the ball by Bremer now. Kefren Turam lays it. Moretti, they've numbers up. Moretti switches it out to McKennie when he probably should have given it to Yildiz, who's asking the same question. Yildiz free in the middle. It's out for a throw in. Moretti just couldn't pick the right pass. And Yildiz, the option was on. McTominay now gives it away in the middle, picked up by Yildiz, driving forward. Moretti out to his left. Yildiz goes himself, but blazes over the bar. Lobotka just telling his team to calm down. That's twice they've given it away. McTominay with the loose ball that time, but Yildiz unable to take advantage on that occasion. He came into the middle towards Stanislav Lobotka, gets it out of his feet, out to Buongiorno. Spinazzola on halfway now. Immediately met by Kostic, back to Buongiorno, and now Stanislav Lobotka. And you do wonder if the injuries are just starting to take toll on this Napoli squad. Will fall further behind in this title race. Those defending champions. Here's Spinazzola, still some time left. Lofted into the middle, blocked and out for a throw-in. A result like this though would leave them 9 points off Inter and 3 points behind Milan, who play Roma later. And Roma, with a win there, could overtake Napoli. As a win for Milan would take them 6 clear of Antonio Conte's side. Here's Mbeumo though. Infield to Labocca, and then McTominay. First time ball towards Giovanni. Out muscled by Kelly. And it's all the way back to Alex Mere. Not a pleasant return for him in between the Napoli goal. Driving forward now, Giovanni finds Lukaku on this right hand side, looking for the return ball, but Giovanni had stopped his run. Cabal there to pick it up. Now Bremer infield to Locatelli, forward for Yildiz. First time layoff to Moretti. He takes a tumble from Buongiorno and free kick given. What an introduction to the game. Fabio Moretti laying one on, getting the assist just moments after coming on to the field of play. So free kick given down towards the Napoli box. Here's Kefren Turam now. Out to the left hand side to Cabal. And back toward halfway. Here's Locatelli. Plays one down the right hand side. Kostic chasing. He'll beat Buongiorno to it. Just can't quite keep it in play. Filip Kostic. It's out over the end line for a goal kick. Napoli now have just 7 minutes remaining to find something here. McTominay forward for Spinazzola into the feet of Højlund. Touch takes him back toward the halfway line, but still on it. Swept out to this right hand side, looking for Di Lorenzo. Cut out by Cabal and then sent forward by McKennie, who I think caught a Napoli player. It's Mbeumo who's down. As McKennie sent that one forward, Mbeumo threw his head at it, and he just catches him. Catches him on the follow through. There's no maliciousness involved in it. McKennie didn't even see Mbeumo behind him, but referee just stopping play after that head injury. Labocca forward for Højlund now. Can't quite get the pass to go. Intercepted by Cabal, and now Juventus can come forward. Here's Weston McKennie on the left hand side. Thuram gets it to feet and plays it to Kenan Yildiz. Here's Manuel Locatelli. Over to the far side of the pitch. Kalulu infield to Fabio Moretti. Now Thuram. Yildiz picks it up. Finally come alive in this game as Kenan Yildiz. Back to Lloyd Kelly. Juventus just holding on to possession as time ticks away. Here's Moretti now, 35 yards from the Napoli goal. They can't get hold of it. Kostic out on the right hand side. It's back in field. Moretti, Juventus just no real pace about them either. Just happy to knock it around, and Napoli not really getting close to winning it back. Buongiorno now, they have got it, but they can't hold it. McKennie, first time layoff to Kefren Turam, looking to send one in behind for Kostic. It comes back to Filip Kostic with the strike. It's 3-0. Dreamland for Juventus. Kostic off the bench, fires one into the bottom corner. 3 points secured with 5 minutes to go. Brilliant finish from the Serb. A bit scrappy the way it came to him, but he won't care. Sat up nicely for him just outside the penalty area. Fired it into the bottom corner. Napoli shell-shocked. They've been so far off the races this afternoon. Antonio Conte barely able to look, but Filip Kostic has made it 3-2. No more than Juventus deserve. As it came to him here, Thuram involved again. He's been excellent all game, looking to slip in. Kostic ricochets back to him from Buongiorno. He takes one touch, gets his head up, and then rifles it with the left foot. into the bottom corner. No chance for Mere in the goal. It's his third of the season. 3-0 to Juventus. And surely no way back for Napoli now. Change is now coming for Juventus as Spalletti empties the bench. Locatelli off. He's been immense in the middle of the park today as well. Replaced by Tejan Koopmeiners. And Kenan Yildiz also withdrawn. Got his name on the score sheet. And Federico Gatti on for him. As Spalletti just looks to see this one out. So Gatti and Koopmeiners on. Locatelli and Yildiz off. Here's Bremer. Is there a fourth here for Juventus? That would really put the icing on the cake. As Gatti gets on the ball here over on the right hand side. Back to Gleison Bremer, and now here's Kelly. Gets it out of his feet. Plays one down the line. Lovely layoff from McKennie. Here's Kostic. Back in field for McKennie. Numbers over. Moretti on the edge of the box. Moretti sits a defender down. Can he get the strike away? He can, but it's blocked by Buongiorno. And then Spinazzola hooks clear. Napoli at 6s and 7s as Lukaku heads it on. Searching for Rasmus Højlund. Gatti there though to mop up. Just 2 minutes of normal time remaining here. And Juventus holding on to possession again. Is Kelly just blazes one down the touchline. McKennie holding off Jesus, who hauls him to the ground. Referee dramatically waves it away. And you do wonder, Jesus on a yellow card, perhaps a bit lucky there. Is Alessandro Buongiorno now. Napoli just hoping for consolation here. Back from Bukema to Mere, beaten 3 times on his return to the team. Is Jesus. Now cleared forward by Mere, looking for Lukaku, put out that time. Bremer falls for Di Lorenzo. Giovanni trying to hold off a few challenges, gives it away in the middle. Kalulu steps in to take charge in the centre circle, finds Thuram. First time layoff to McKennie, but good challenge from Jesus in there to win it back for Napoli. Giovanni just felled on halfway. Wins a free kick, not his best debut, not the debut he'd want, in fact, after coming off the bench. Made that move from Hellas Verona. As we approach the 90 minutes here in Turin. Really commanding and dominating display from Juventus. They've hit the bar, had one cleared off the line. 3 minutes of additional time as well, along with the 3 goals. Lovely switch of play though from Giovanni out to Spinazzola. Is there a consolation here for Napoli? Down the line for Højlund, holding off Gatti. He's turned him into the box. Lukaku's free and he fluffs his line. That was the chance for Romelu Lukaku on his first appearance of the season. Good play from Højlund, just a roll past Gatti in the box, squared it for Lukaku at the edge of the 6-yard box, left footed, doesn't make contact to it, and you just feel an informed, match fit Romelu Lukaku fires that one in past Di Gregorio, but it's just off the side of his boot and it's behind for a goal kick. That was a really good opportunity. Kenan Yildiz getting the plaudits for man the match. 2 minutes of the additional 3 to play, but what a win this will be for Luciano Spalletti, unbeaten still at home and against his former side as well. Napoli could drop to 4th depending on results. They'll remain 3rd, but Juventus just 1 point behind them now in the table, both in action in Champions League. Kefran Turam now, long ball forward for him. Mera out of his goal to head out. Both in action in Champions League during the week, like I said. But then Juventus travel to Parma next weekend, while Napoli host Fiorentina, so still a long way to go. 1 minute of the 93 remaining. Cup Miners out to this left hand side. Kostic on the chase, but became a well placed to head back to Mere. Napoli again home to Chelsea on Wednesday night, final game of the Champions League. Juventus had travelled to Monaco, both trying to make the next round. Napoli precariously outside the top 24. Juventus comfortably in 12th. They have secured their spot in the knockout, but may try to push for top 8. Here's Lobotka, McTominay back to Jesus, whose wayward pass in the second half really an emblem of their performance today. Cope Miners steals in to win it ahead of Hoyland.